that extra mile, I would do that too.
Just so I could be beside you.
If the end is near, just know that I got you. I'm your armor when things get tough. Know I got your back, your battles are mine too. I'll fight for you when things get hard. Lay it all on me when you're not strong enough to carry on. Baby, you should know I got you. 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 I know the world can be a crazy place sometimes.
Know that I am here beside you.
We can leave tonight, leave it all behind.
Love is all I'm brand.
If the end is near, just know that I got you. I'm your armor when things get tough. Know I got you back, your battles are mine too. I'll fight for you when things get hard. Lay it all on me when you're not strong enough to carry on. Baby, you should know I got you. Baby, you should know I got you. You should know. Baby, you should know I got you. 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 Got you. Baby, you should know I got you. If you need a hand, I am here for you.
If you get lost, I'll lead you back, yeah.
Walk that extra mile, I would do that too.
Hi, I'm Tommy Patterson, CEO of Outreach Africa and editor of Out Africa magazine. It's hard to believe that a full year has passed since the last United Prides of Africa. We had more than 1.3 million viewers across Africa and the globe at this, our inaugural event. And I'm sure we'll have many more this year. During the year, we had several more countries on the continent join us, but there is still a mountain to climb. Our community is still being legally persecuted in most parts of Africa. Whilst we in South Africa enjoy the most liberal LGBTI rights under our constitution than most African nations, the past few months have shown a steady increase in homophobic attacks, with many of our brothers and sisters losing their lives to gender-based violence. Our government remains quiet and certainly would not tolerate these outrages were it happening in any other communities. As history has shown, as far back as the Stonewall Uprising to the devastating AIDS crisis, we must unite as a community and force our elected officials to protect LGBTI rights, ensure that we are treated as equals and enjoy the same rights as everyone else, loving who we wish without fear of persecution or violence. Where we do live in a country that is fortunate to have laws that protect us, we must lobby our governments to put pressure and, if necessary, to stop trading and giving aid to these tyrannical regimes on the African continent. One of the objectives of the African Union of Governments is to ensure safety and equality to all of its citizens. Africa is still in the grip of the COVID pandemic, and vaccines in nearly all African countries are scarce and dependent on assistance from the wealthier nations around the world. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel, and maybe by this time next year we'll be able to broadcast United Prides of Africa from a real Pride Stadium event. All is not doom and gloom, however, and during the year we have pushed on with the Nkoli House project, the Centre for LGBTI Seniors, and the Community Centre for more than 13 LGBTI groups in Cape Town. Only this week we met with the Premier's office to discuss premises for the centre. We have also had support and inclusion by more than 30 corporates who will assist. The team who helped put on United Prides of Africa, together from production to artists, allies and activists around the globe, and of course all of the countries who put themselves in danger simply by participating, deserve all the credits for this event. And lastly, it would not be possible without you. Remember, the LGBTI community united can achieve anything. It's now time to sit back and enjoy United Prides of Africa 2021.
Should I start an OnlyFans? I feel like I should start an OnlyFans. People would pay me to stop, honestly. Anyway, hi, my name is Yachtycraft. I hope you guys are all having an incredible World United Pride. I just wanted to let you know to check out my new song with Armand Jibar called Cry, streaming on all social media platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Jukes, if you're that bitch. All over, check it out. Definitely tag us if you're listening to it. But before you do that, check out my music video for my original song, Ugly, showing now. Oh, Kermis Mama, yes! Big nose, small lips, sunken in eyes. Big build, small hands, skull cracking thighs. That's all you see, all I'll ever be. You've downgraded me to one word, ugly. Your thoughts, your words come to my eyes. I've shown you everything, I tell no pretty lies. It wouldn't matter to me what people thought if people cared. And here I am standing with a longing stare. You said I'm ugly, I must be desperate and gone. Ugly, 'cause you strung me along. We could be cute, but I guess I'm not your type. I don't know what to say, thought you were right. Yeah, I'm not textbook, drop dead gorgeous. But honey, I know I'm goddamn glorious. You held me close, but then it turned into a joke. Your true love turned out to be a joke. Yeah, I'm ugly, I'm big and I'm bad. Ugly, I've never been so glad. I got a
I am Rob Quintus, an out and proud gay man and a councillor in the City of Cape Town's local government. On behalf of the City of Cape Town, I would like to take this opportunity to wish all of those taking part in the United Prides of Africa a fantastic virtual event across all our countries on this continent, and ask that you all be safe and that this time be one where we see a lot of progressive thinking in the governments across this wonderful continent, where we can finally find a place where it is safe to be free and is safe to enjoy being a part of a society that does not discriminate. Here in the City of Cape Town, we do our very level best to be inclusive of all of our communities, and we take hands with Cape Town Pride and have done so for many, many, many years. We hope that we will be able to host this one day when we're all able to be together again, and wish you all an opportunity to celebrate whatever milestones you have been able to achieve in your countries and cities, but furthermore to wish you courage and determination to keep up the good fight.
Hi everybody, a warm hello from IGLTA, the International Gay and Lesbian Travel Association. I'm Martina, I'm the representative for Africa. We stand together with our African brothers and sisters in solidarity, celebrating the United Prides of Africa. Happy Pride, Africa.
I'm the advocacy officer with the Lesbians, Gays and Bisexuals of Botswana. Our vision is to create an environment where diversity is tolerated and celebrated. And with our mission, basically, we're looking at creating an inclusive environment that protects and fulfills the rights of the LGBTI community. And in terms of an inclusive environment, we're looking at the legal policies, we're looking at the social welfare policies, and we're looking at the health policies that, in terms of their direction, we need to redirect them and actually focus on the needs of the LGBTI community. So that's what we're primarily looking at as Lekhabibo.
Before the name of this Lekhabibo, we started as early as 1995. When we were at the Red Cross, while Red Cross was doing the testing and testing and counseling, all that, but that time, before what we call developing today, that's where we started, that's where we formed the support group. That was the #1 support group there. And then by that time, we had about 3 or 4 people who were really who were using the same sex. Good men having sex with men. So that's where then we started together, we started the support group of people living with HIV and AIDS, and then we found them that they were also living with HIV and AIDS. So that then we came together, then we formed one support group. And then in that time, that's where then they said, no, we need to have the support group that will now represent our interest. And then we said, okay, Ronawo will be now going together with, we are going our way as the straight people, because they used to call straight and what, I don't know whether they're straight and something like that.
We are not registered as an organization, and Bonella is registered, and currently they're hosting us. So in terms of when we need to get into the public, Bonella provides that body that we can use to get into the public, bring our issues across, and not be affected by the fact that we're not registered. We may not be registered, but our issues are there and they need to be put on the table. Yeah.
As you know, Bonella stands for Botswana Network on Ethics, Law and HIV/AIDS. What we do is to infuse a human rights-based approach into the HIV and AIDS response.
In 1998, we had our first meeting, as you recall, in this room, and we decided to have it over an Easter weekend. And some people were fairly fearful of coming to the meeting because it would be the first time that we'd create a space for people to talk fairly openly about their sexual orientation. We linked up with a group called GALS from Zimbabwe, Gays and Lesbians of Zimbabwe, and they facilitated the process. And the intention was really to try and come up with a document which summarized the aspirations and hopes, yes, that's right, Lesbians, Gays and Bisexuals of Botswana, so the Lekhabibo Charter, which was not a legally enforceable or binding document, but really was a collection of the hopes of the community. And we'd been approached by somebody because Ganane had been arrested. It was really strange how it was discovered that he was having a relationship with a white foreign national who left the country, you remember? He paid his admission of guilt fine, could afford to pay it, and left the country.
Was deported, I believe.
Yeah, and Ganane was left holding the baby in a sense, and he didn't have the funding to sort of protect his rights.
Well, I think the discriminatory challenge that they started with the Ganane case was twofold. That at the time, the penal code only applied to gay men, right? So it only actually said a man and a man. It didn't say person, the same gender. Mm-hmm. And so women were not included in this. And so the application was twofold, that it was discriminatory on the basis of sex, and then the other discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. At the same time, there was a review on all laws affecting the status of women.
Yes.
And so the government's response was to make sure that everything was gender neutral.
Yeah.
So that if if it applied to men, it should apply to women. And so when they were sweeping through the laws, they came across this provision that only applied to men and decided, well, it should apply to women as well. And so instead of removing it, they expanded it. And so that happened in 1998. So when the judgment came out, so the first argument fell away, because they said, well, the issue of discrimination has now been dealt with, and therefore it's now equally hunky-dory for both lesbians and gay men. And so they still had to deal with the issue of discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, which they didn't. On the face of it, the law appears to be discriminatory.
I already knew how I felt. At that time, I didn't understand it, and I didn't try to understand it, basically. I just pursued it, you know. I just said, I don't know what this is, I don't know what it is called and everything, but I know this is who I am and this is what I want. So basically, by far, that is what I'm going to do. You know, because I grew up in a family where I am always encouraged to exercise my feelings and my thoughts and share. If I have any problems or any difficulty, we are always encouraged to be who we are. I never had a conversation with my father about, like, I could say, I think this is how I'm feeling, this is what I think I'm experiencing and everything. I didn't put that on. I just became who I am, did everything the way I could that I felt were right, and he never judged me. He was like, oh, okay. He actually was never really questioned me, you know. We were not married, so hence I had to automatically move back to my mom's family. So I stayed with them, and I still kept being myself. You know, they never questioned me. Actually, they sort of like encouraged me.
I'm a 29-year-old lady, lesbian lady. I'm lesbian, not bisexual. Because of the confidence that I got from the people in Lagadibo and Bonella, I managed to come out. And I wasn't really feeling comfortable in the closet.
When I was at high school, I had a girlfriend. I've been dating girls and I've been playing with other boys and pursuing girls just like boys do, because I felt like I had to fit in. You know, it was the right thing to do when we were kids. But I'd feel like I want to be with some specific guys, and I'd be wondering, why am I thinking about this? And I'd cancel myself, and I'd, you know, stop myself from doing that because I felt it was unnatural. Nobody does it. I thought it's just a strange feeling, and as I grow up, it'll fade away. But I never dated a guy until I finished high school, and I came to the university. That was in 2008. After experiencing, I felt like this is where I belong, because I could even connect emotionally with a guy than I did with girls. Because with girls, I thought it was something that has to be done. A guy needs to have a girl, but it wasn't, you know, within me.
Most violent people are men, you know. If you come to a man, maybe a man is hitting on me and I go like, dude, I'm lesbian. That person really gets so interested on me, you know. Oh, this is interesting, tell me, I find it so sexy. They just say it like that. I find it sexy, a woman and a woman, sex, but a man and a man, really, it's disgusting, you know. I don't think the society is taking this whole thing really equally.
I'm in the closet and I want to stay in the closet. I don't want to come out of the closet, more especially to heterosexuals.
Just like transgendered people, as for them really, I feel it's difficult for them.
Talking about intersex and in transgendered individuals in Botswana is a very touchy subject. First of all, because of the whole general ideal that transgendered and intersex issues separate from the whole LGB issues. So we've got a very strong sense of culture as Botswana and tradition, therefore, that really says you either man or you woman. Men do this, women do this. And as such, when an individual, I think, is transgendered, it becomes more worse than if you had been perhaps gay or lesbian, because the whole issue of social roles and gender roles are pretty much still clear when it comes to the LGB community as opposed to a transgender community, in that trying now transitioning from one gender, which was basically prescribed by family and society at that point, into one of one's choosing, is a mission that I think it puts a lot of people in confusion. That, okay, what's happening? How come somebody who is male-bodied can be busy with women chores? How is that permitted, and how is that even apparent in our culture? It's not Tswana, it's not African. These are some of the things that people often say towards transgendered people.
I would love so much to see homosexuality decriminalized in Botswana. I would love to see gay people getting married in this country and living together without facing any discrimination.
Love at first sight. Getting it wrong when it feels right. Little more love, little less fight, and we'll make it through. Love at first sight. Getting it wrong when it feels wrong. Little more love, we'll make it through. And we'll make it through. So love had me broken, had me wishing I had never loved before. I give it up till you come knocking. Can't help myself from opening that door. I've been gambling with my heart. I've been knowing from the start, but each time you change the rules of your play. Too many times I've been deceived. I need a reason to believe. I need more than game to resurrect my faith. Say love, love, love.
'Cause I keep finding myself back in love again. Too many times I've been deceived. I need a reason to believe. I need more than game to resurrect my faith. Ooh, love at first sight. Feels so wrong. Feels so good. We'll make it through. I said, love feels wrong. Feels right. Ooh, love. We'll make it through. It's a game I can't win. I got caught in the state I am in. Said I need to know that you're sure I'm what you're looking for. I can't lose anymore. Love. Oh, love. Get me wrong. Get me wrong. Oh, yeah. I do think that we can make it through. Oh, come on, baby. Come on and love me. We can make it through. Love at first sight.
كتشتغل على المفاهيم. لا أنا
Our organization is a Southport-based organization working on empowering young LGBTIQ people and young women in the marginalized South. We work on gender development and sexuality education, and we try to make change through culture.
Working for Qasbat Talfin gave me the chance to communicate with a bigger audience and to try to help changing some stereotypical ideas and misunderstandings many Moroccans have about gender and the LGBT community in general.
I consider the grassroots work we do in our organization as important and impactful because I believe strongly in working with the local communities. With that, we bring diversity to the global scene and we allow to certain marginalized people to voice themselves and make themselves heard.
As a member of Qasbat Talfin, I had the pleasure to be surrounded by such amazing, creative, and talented people. I have the ability to bring the stories of the Southern LGBTQ+ community and give a voice to the voiceless in it.
قصبة تلفين واحد المنظمة شبابية بامتياز كتشتغل على المواضيع المتعلقة بالجندر وبالجنسانية، كتحاول توعي الشباب بالأهمية ديالهم في هذه البلاد وبالحرية اللي كيخص أنهم يعيشوها أو لا يحاربوا باش يحققوها بدعواتنا بأفكارنا بقيمنا. كنحاولوا كاملين نكونوا كتلة شبابية وحدة من أجل المغرب أفضل في حريات أكثر.
Hello, I'm Yassine. I'm an illustrator from Morocco. I run an Instagram page called Faguta dedicated to my illustrations. My work is mainly inspired from the Moroccan queer community as well as myself as a queer individual and my own experience dealing with depression, anxiety and toxic relationships, which queer people are more exposed to, especially when they're raised in an aggressive environment. These illustrations were actually a way for me to process and document my own feelings. By doing that, I managed to connect with my own community. Speaking of communities, this year was a hard one for the Moroccan queer community as we had to deal with an arson crime that happened recently. and it had a huge negative impact on the LGBTQ plus community here in Morocco, and it caused many tragedies. However, this also showed solidarity of our own community and how everyone came together to help those outing victims by providing support and shelter. I know it's sad to think that there are still places where it's illegal to love. That's why Pride is necessary, and that's why we're celebrating it this year. So, happy Pride everyone, stay safe.
My name is Jonah Chinga. I work at the Gay and Lesbian Coalition of Kenya. I'm the Assistant Executive Officer. The Kenyan law of the Kenyan Penal Code 164 and 165 criminalizes same-sex consensual adults, and one is liable for 14 years in prison if caught in the act. The fact that they exist, provides for blackmail, arbitrary arrests, and many other forms of human rights violations towards LGBTQ people. The police will only arrest you and harass you and try to extort you. They will never arrest you, because then these are not cases that are admissible in court, because the court will never arrest you for being a gay man or a lesbian woman or any of these identities in Kenya. It's the community that, you know, harasses and attacks and takes their law into their own hands, because for them, one, they are conservative, they have rigid perceptions about, you know, sexual relations between two people who it should be between. So it's the communities that continue to further, you know, instill fear, harass, and taking the law into their own hands. So it's been very difficult, you know, coming to a place where I'm comfortable, and I try to be comfortable around my peers or family and friends, and, you know, looking at that journey and how difficult it has been. For me, it's a case of, so what about people who are like me, people who are just coming out in a world where it gets harder every day to be yourself. But then again, I feel that it's my job and the job of activists like me to help and, you know, educate people about what the law says and help them in their path or in their journey to enjoying their rights without any limitations. When I say the community is becoming bigger, I look at it in a positive way, and I think it's, you know, the work and the effort activists have put into sensitizing and creating awareness. And, you know, the awareness is, you know, it's okay to be who you are. You don't have to live your life, you know, in a limited situation. The laws and, you know, how you look at it is in a positive way. So the more you continue to create this awareness, the more people feel relaxed, the more people feel calm, the more people feel, okay, fine. So there's a community out there. It's not just me in this situation, but there are people who are like me. When I think about a bright future for the LGBTQ community in Kenya, I'm hopeful. However, it's incremental. Everything has to be done, you know, in stages. You have to transform the attitudes of the community. You can change the law and things can work for you in the law. But if you don't transform the attitudes of the communities, they will continue to, you know, abuse you mentally, abuse you verbally, you know, and this causes psychological effects. So the laws are okay, but then what have you done to the community to transform their attitudes? We live in these communities, and, you know, this is where our problems begin.
Good evening, Bruce from Pretoria Pride here. Just a quick shout out to Matthew and Tommy. What a great initiative. Let's get all the prides united together. If a pride is not part of this, they're losing. Let us all join together and stand strong, and let's make one huge impact on Africa and on the world. This is our time. Thank you guys. Enjoy the day. This is a great, great thing for all of us.
Sawubona Itumilangi Abusheni, Africa. My name is Belinda Kakamba Kafasi, and I'm the reigning Miss Drag South Africa 2019. I would like to send out a message of love, a message of unity, and a message of diversity, and celebrating diversity in its various manifestations. And that is basically what we are as a continent. We are a beautiful continent of beautiful and amazing human beings. Although we are faced with tremendous challenges, it's not yet Uhuru. I would like to send out a message that we are one, and we need to celebrate the fact that we are one. And Africa Pride is a moment, or rather a opportunity to celebrate that. Thank you so much. From my side of this country in South Africa, where we're celebrating Heritage Month, I send you love, and I send you unity, and I send you beauty. Thank you so much.
Hey, hey, ankamana okam, benkabana ngengoto, benkagwe, ingubangaka. Hongankamana okam, benkabana ngengoto, benkagwe, ingubangaka. Aigeleki ikea, akende kungeni, belikata, likata ngakoto lugude. Eki ikea, akende kungeni, belikata, likata ngakoto lugude. Kukuku, kukuku, kukukinga kungeni, kakakakakakakata ngakoto lugude. Kukuku, kukuku, kukukinga kungeni, kakakakakakakata ngakoto lugude. Haigele ikea, ankinga kingeni, woho, likata, likata ngakota lakuta. Kuku, kakaya, kakinga kingeni, kakakakakakakata ngakota lakuta.
The year 1963, the people's president was taken away by security men, all dressed in a uniform of brutality. Black president, him and his comrades were sentenced to isolation. Many painful years, many painful years, many painful years of hard labor. They broke. Spirit was never broken.
Greetings to all of you on the occasion of Pride. The Inova Health Institute was a pioneering organisation in providing healthcare for gay men since 2008. In that time, we've developed services, we've trained thousands of health workers and hundreds of clinics across South Africa, and we have extended educational programs like We the Brave on digital media that reaches a very wide audience. We believe that all of the LGBTI community deserves care that is not only friendly but also competent, and that people know how to deal with the important things. To that extent, we urge you to continue to use the services, to follow We the Brave, to go to yellow.doctor, our private sector program, but most of all, to celebrate Pride with you and to wish you a great day.
Happy United Prides of Africa from all of us at the Island Homes Centre for Men's Health in Cape Town, South Africa.
Hi, I'm John Steenhuisen, leader of the Democratic Alliance here in South Africa. As we celebrate Africa Pride, I want to recognize the continued struggle of each and every member of the LGBTQI community across the African continent to choose who they love or how they identify. In South Africa, these rights are protected by our constitution, one of the most progressive in the world, but they are not shared by Africans anywhere else on the continent. I'm proud to lead a party that protects and upholds the rights of the LGBTQI community, and I commit to making sure that the South African government, under President Ramaphosa, enacts our human rights-based foreign policy to bring the same freedoms to queer Africans across the continent. Africa Pride is a celebration, but it is also a continued fight for the freedom of the community. In my party, we see you, we hear you, and we will continue to fight for you. Happy Pride. Where is she?
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the African Queen, Diva. Here we go, come on.
There's nothing more that I like to do than take the floor and dance with you. Keep dancing, let's keep dancing. Come on. Shake it, shake it. Shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah. Show 'em how you do now. Shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah. Show 'em how you do now. Shake the world into dance. Burn up to us, strike like thunder. Music gives us a chance. We do more, right on the floor. Shake it high, or shake it low. Take our bodies where we wanna go. Feel the beat, live for one. Up everybody's amazing as a rock. Shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing, yeah. Shake your groove thing, yeah, yeah. Show 'em how you do it now. Shake your groove thing, yeah. Shake your groove thing, shake it, shake it now. Shake your groove thing, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your diva with funky time. Yes, sir. Oh, I feel it, sucky, sucky now. It was the 21st of September. Oh, that day I always remember. 'Cause that was the day, and no need for a funky house to ride.
meu nome é Dário de Souza, sou de Moçambique, trabalho para a Lambda, a Associação Moçambicana para a Defesa das Minorias Sexuais.
My name is Sabino Nyantum. I work for Lambda, an LGBT association for the defense of human rights of LGBT, of course, people.
A Lambda pretende cada vez mais ocupar espaços a nível da advocacia, tanto regional em África como internacional, porque entendemos que a questão da orientação sexual, a questão da identidade de género são questões para ser discutidas ao mais alto nível. Então, estar aqui permite-nos conhecer exatamente os processos, permite-nos ter uma abordagem mais profunda sobre estes processos e acredito que vai ser muito importante para o nosso trabalho em Moçambique.
Então, estivemos aqui a participar naquilo que foram as principais sessões de plenária, mas também participamos em encontros laterais. E é nestes eventos onde podemos acompanhar aquilo que são os diferentes contextos da situação de direitos humanos. Bem, como dizia, a nossa participação é de extrema importância, sabendo que são esses lugares onde pode-se influenciar ao mais alto nível. Talvez até sublinhar que o pequeno, se não o grande senão em relação à nossa estadia aqui nas Nações Unidas é a falta da missão, ou a ausência da missão de Moçambique, porque achávamos que seria uma oportunidade ímpar para podermos nos engajar, interagir com a missão moçambicana e, de certa forma, até influenciar algo de positivo. Em relação ao lugar em si, bem, foi uma boa oportunidade, podemos ver o cenário, o espaço onde os grandes acontecimentos do ponto de vista da advocacia acontecem a nível global. No entanto, temos uma pequena, se não grande relutância em relação aos acessos, porque para nós, como uma organização muito dependente, sem grande capacidade do ponto de vista financeiro, foi um exercício que tivemos que esticar um pouco, como se diz, a corda, para podermos estar presentes aqui.
I am so proud and honoured to support United Prides of Africa. I send you all my love and solidarity. Many of you are battling for our freedom under homophobic and tyrannical regimes. You are risking your lives and your liberty. For us in the West, you are heroes, and we salute you. I'm very proud to have done a small bit to help your freedom struggle in Africa. From helping in the 1980s to win the African National Congress of South Africa to support LGBT+ rights and to include a ban on sexual orientation discrimination in the post-apartheid constitution, to also the 2 attempted citizen's arrest of President Mugabe of Zimbabwe in 1999 in London and in 2001 in Brussels. And of course also I've been very proud and honoured to support the heroic LGBT+ activists in Uganda who have fought against the anti-homosexuality bill and other repression in their country. All throughout history, struggle is the way in which freedom is won. And although many African nations have won their independence, the struggle against colonialism continues. It is not over yet, because many colonial era laws against same-sex relations are still on the statute books in parts of Africa. And of course, the anti-LGBT ideology introduced by Christian missionaries is still alive, kicking, and doing great damage to LGBT+ lives. So, solidarity with your struggle. There can be no genuine African liberation without the liberation of African LGBT+ people. Enjoy United Prides of Africa. I stand with you.
am a man.
I am a woman. I am a son.
I am a daughter. I am a Zambian. I am afraid.
I am afraid to lose my job.
Afraid of losing my home.
I am afraid to lose my freedom.
I am afraid to lose my education.
I'm afraid to lose my life. I am afraid to lose my life.
And homophobia.
And trustworthy.
Head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow.
Help us take off the mask.
No tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny. I find it.
Alyssa Edwards, you better work.
I am Alyssa Edwards, and this is Alyssa's Secrets.
Stroll down the runway, another payday, cover of magazine.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
And when they see me, they wanna be me. I am a fantasy. Fantasy. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Walk, now walk. Walk, now walk.
Let me get a look.
Hallelujah, I'm back! Yes! I'm back! Hallelujah's in the building!
Shangela.
Clock the hair, clock the mug, clock the nails, clock my skirt. You better get into it. Clock the bag, clock the shoe. Now punch the clock, it's time to work. This is how you steal the show. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. I am a professional pro. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. I am a professional.
Really, girl? You thought you was gonna forget about me? Come on, legs.
The Ganja.
Like a pretzel. Legs overhead like a pretzel. You know you want it. You like how I throw it back like a missile.
Legs long, waist in, a nice size where you wanna taste them. Thick lips where you wanna place them. Where you wanna place them. I ain't even mentioned the coupe de gras, the cassava melons, and I purr the bra. Put my legs up high like a handstand. It's the new pre-sex and that.
Legs overhead. You know you want it, want it. You know you want it. How I throw it back like a missile. Legs overhead. You know you want it. You know you want it. How I throw it back.
Remix! Let me get me some. Counting me out, but I'm not done. Alyssa on the set, now watch your back. If you wanna turn the party, put your mama on the track. Take it to the stage. Hit 'em with a high kick, part of a parade. Don't tip me with the jingle, baby, tip me with the phone. You know I have to say it. That
Turn the party, baby.
Yes, God, House of Edwards.
Always in the crowd work, Alyssa Edwards.
Hello, everyone, and happy Pride. My name is Natalie Thompson, and I am from Washington, D.C., and I am here representing Interpride as one of the VPs of Global Outreach and Partnerships. For those of you who don't know, Interpride is a global network of Pride organizers who come together to support the Pride movement around the world. We are very thankful to have the opportunity to celebrate with you all today and look forward to supporting the great work being done in the region. I wanted to give a shout out to United Prides of Africa for hosting such an amazing event. I hope you all have a great time and happy Pride. Happy Pride, everyone!
The situation for LGBTI people in Zimbabwe at the moment, I think they're hard pressed to seek audience amongst their heterosexual peers, where you find that the politicization of LGBTI issues has sort of put LGBTI people at the forefront of the various struggles that are being faced or trying to be addressed in Zimbabwe. When you find that the economy is in free fall, LGBTI people are also bearing the brunt of that free fall of the economy, in that they're trying to be able to sustain themselves in a country where they're vilified, where they face a lot of harassment, stigma, and discrimination. And for them to be able to find or seek opportunities for them to better their lives, I think, because of their sexual orientation or gender identity, it's almost very difficult for them to be able to gain that access to opportunity.
My boss called me at his workplace, at his office, and he told me people are complaining that you are gay. They see lots of French hanging around, so they won't tolerate this thing at work. What I would do, we just give you a leave. I was forced to take a leave. And then I took a 3 months leave. Then I went back to work, and then my boss told me that you're no longer allowed here because people are afraid that you are gay. You end up sleeping with them.
I'm as good as that person who is saying he is straight or she is straight. I deserve to work. I deserve to earn a living. Not because I'm gay, so it doesn't mean that I'm ndishande. I don't think shanda that way.
I had an issue that I was attacked because of my sexuality in my community where I stay, and I was about my partner. They even got to an extent of threatening her that they're going to rape her. So when we went to the police and report, because I had scars all over my body and my head was swollen, what they just told me was that I need to find out where he is just because of my sexuality, because the police station is nearby where I stay. So it was those police guys within that police station, they know me, they know my life. And so that gave them that, I feel they felt I deserved it. And ever since then, they haven't. What I did 2 days later, I did my investigation because I was really hurt and angry. I really wanted this guy to get to be arrested or to face justice. But when I got there, 2 days later, I gave them the details. What they only told me was I have to go there and fetch the guy. Honestly, when I look at it with the way I was hurt and like I had scars all over my body, but they said I have to go there. I just feel if I was someone who's not a trans man, I think they were going to take this issue.
In church, my pastor will always preach against LGBTI, and I tried to be friendly to my pastor, trying to tell him. I didn't tell him directly that I'm an LGBT. I said I work for an organization for LGBTI, and he said every time that we meet or every time that I go for a workshop, even if it's different from the girls' workshop, he will say we have to lay hands on you because you may have satanic spirits on you.
Zimbabwe claims that it is mostly a Christian-dominated country, and from the ethos that you see from the church in Zimbabwe has come out quite strongly against LGBTQI identified persons. And so the environment is not conducive for one to thrive, for one to identify themselves, for one to come out. even the protectionist mechanism, which are probably the police. In the event that one is abused, they ought to run to the police. But because the state has set the tone, that protection will not be afforded to the LGBTQIA. Even the judiciary itself, one looks at the case of S versus Banana. The case of S versus Banana also set the tone of what the judiciary thinks of the LGBTQIA in Zimbabwe. And so that's the current position. The current position is not conducive for one to identify and probably to come out.
With being an LGBTI person and as a trans man, you find there's a lot of stigma and there's a lot of exclusion in some of the things which happen, either socially, economically, even family-wise, because they just take you for, I don't even know, I wish I knew how they feel or they think. And at the end of the day, you lose your self-esteem as an individual. You feel inside you that you have that self-rejection or that you lose a lot of confidence in yourself that it seems like I'm not useful in anything that's happened. And at times, it really draws you back. You feel, there is a point when you really feel what I'm doing is very wrong. What I'm doing is, that's what's giving like my bed like in the family or in your life as an individual. So honestly, it has taken part of my life, how people treat me as an LGBTI person.
Kana uchifamba ku area unoziva vavha vati hangochani iya. At times you feel like I don't belong to this part of people, I don't belong to this part of area. Ndinenge ndichinzwa kunge I have to be like alone. Then there are some that understand where I am coming from and where I am going, that understand my struggles. Then they'll be like, no, you have to move on. Life doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. And
I would like to be included. Just an inclusion and respected. And to be, when I say included, to be given that respect, to say your life matters. Regardless of your orientation, your life matters. And your voice needs to be heard. Because you are a person. Not because you're a trans woman or because you're an LGBT member or because you're this, but because the simple fact you're a person. You were born in this country. You deserve a voice.
This is wishing everybody a fabulous United Prides of Africa from Out Africa magazine here in Cape Town.
Hi, my name is Natalia De Rocha, and I have been in the entertainment industry for 50 years. I started singing in my dad's band at the age of 15. We performed mostly for white audiences. This was during the apartheid era, so we were never allowed to eat inside these restaurants. We were allowed to perform for them, and then when we had to take our break and our meal, we would go and sit outside. In 1978, I was one of 15 coloured students to attend Stellenbosch University. And in 1981, I was the first coloured student to get my drama degree from Stellenbosch University. These Hands is a song composed by Kurt Egelhoff. I arranged this specific song the day that we went into the studio. It was with a group of young people from Elsie's River, and it was their first time in the studio. I sent an invitation out to some of my friends to come and join us on this recording, and Kim Kelly and Carmelita Bester came and did some of the lead vocals. There will be those who will try and make your life unhappy. And sometimes it's our own people that do that. I know that feeling of having to work hard when people do not accept you for who you really are. You have the power in your hands to change things. So let us shine brightly as the united prides of Africa.
Old and broken hands, twisted and tortured by keys, black and white.
Fingers that cursed at and cast out the bonds that waited for me in the dark of night.
These hands were forged when empires collided, shaped by the struggle of wrong against right,
of darkness against light. Those hands that shaped me and showed me the fight.
So here I stand, I reach out my hand, help heal this land. I call upon all that has brought me this far. This is the power you placed in my hands, the power that was taken from me, the power to set my children free. This is the power you give from your hands. Through you I am here without any fear.
Now I'm the hand of the free,
in the land of the free.
I have the strength to guide,
to hold others close to my side.
forgive and forget the old slave tree
that was shackled to me. So here I stand, I reach out my hand, help heal this land. I call upon all that has brought me this far. This is the power you placed in my hands, the power that was taken from me, the power to set my children free. This is the power I get from these hands. This is the power. This is the power. This is the power.
Je m'appelle Lynn Regina, je suis une femme transgenre ivoirienne. J'ai vécu un cas de violence basée sur le genre au mois d'août 2017. Ce jour-là, je me rendais sur les lieux pour mon activité communautaire, notamment la sensibilisation encore avec les filles. Et l'individu est sorti de nulle part, sachant bien l'identité des filles, par exemple, qui viennent sur le site pour le travail du sexe. Ce jour-là, il est tombé sur moi, voulant m'extorquer de l'argent. Il a commencé à me porter des coups. J'ai réussi à m'échapper, mais il m'a tout de suite rattrapé et il m'a roué de coups, de blessures. Et il m'a même poignardé. J'ai reçu 4 paires de couteaux, notamment 2 dans la mâchoire et 2 au niveau des fesses, pour le seul motif de mon orientation sexuelle, de mon identité du genre. Et il a voulu utiliser par exemple cette situation pour me faire du chantage. Alors, nous sommes tous êtres humains, nous naissons tous égaux en droit et en dignité. Alors, la différence de l'autre ne devrait pas constituer un frein à son épanouissement ou à l'épanouissement de l'autre. C'est l'ignorance de la connaissance de l'autre qui emmène parfois certaines réactions, mais il faut toujours accepter l'autre dans sa différence. Merci. Mon point de vue pour l'horizon à venir est que les politiques intègrent les LGBT à la vie sociétale pour une société entièrement inclusive, prenant en compte les droits de tous sans stigmatisation ni discrimination. Merci.
I want to do a shout out to the Pride family. Remember to always keep following your heart, no matter what people might think. No one will thank you if you don't go for it. I want to share this special moment from last year's Pride Festival in Cape Town when I had the honor to be the headlining act. I hope you will enjoy this and keep dancing out there. I'm Therese Naimi.
Yes, for the part, off the party Please welcome on stage the beautiful Therese Naimi.
Something for me, like cutting slices out of a dream. The way I act, the way you move, I feel the breath of something new. So hear me say, I'm swept away, feel the wind in my hair. Happy, happy, the way you move me, we cut through the air.
I'm here today because I had a dream. I had a dream to be a singer and spread my music worldwide. I'm here. This is Nikki, my daughter. And she had a dream to be on stage with me. So,
She's on stage with me. Okay, let's go. Let's hit it. You wanna play your game?
Hi everybody, my name is Alex Kofi Donko. I'm from Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian, born right here in Accra. I'm proud to be gay because I feel that being gay is actually normal. I did not grow up picking up this lifestyle or anything. I grew up having this feeling. I grew up like normally. Gay people are not some aliens coming from outer space. Gay people are the very ordinary people that you see every day in our life. They are the doctors that save you when you are sick. They are the lawyers that defend you in court. They are the engineers that construct the road that you walk on. They are the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, your best friend. I created, first of all, a Facebook group called LGBT Plus Rights Ghana. I made the name very bold as LGBT Plus Rights Ghana because I actually wanted people who are LGBT persons to be able to identify easily. And I also felt like we as LGBT persons have been hiding for way too long, and there is a need for us to create that visibility. We are there. We are not aliens. We are not some second-class people or some low-class persons such that, or we are not doing anything offensive, or we are not doing anything wrong that we should be hiding. The overall aim of the movement was to have a safe and inclusive society for LGBT plus persons in Ghana. We envision a country where LGBT plus persons' rights are respected and protected. Our mission is to form a formidable movement that champions the fight for LGBT freedom in Ghana. We felt like we are not going to be apologetic of what we do. We feel like this is us and this is what we're going to do. And the very first objective is to create a safe space for LGBT plus persons in Ghana. So the second objective is to ensure equal rights for LGBT persons in Ghana. The third objective is to ensure that LGBT plus persons' rights are respected and protected. The fourth objective is to develop activities that will empower LGBT persons in Ghana. We feel like there is a need for us to develop activities, initiatives that will always constantly empower the community. The fifth and then the last objective of the movement is to create an alliance between individual groups, organizations, and movements who are allies to the movement. We feel like the fight is not just LGBT persons alone. We need to move beyond our comfort zone. There are allies, there are institutions, there are movements, there are organizations who also have the interests of LGBT persons at heart. So right now as a movement, we need a space, we need resources, financially, resources, tangible resource, anything at all that will get a movement going. The name LGBT Rights Ghana is going to be there with no apologies. LGBT persons are everywhere and LGBT persons are fabulous. You're fabulous.
Hello, with 3 tons of fun. Once again supporting United Prides of Africa. We love you! Bye! Can't wait to see you in person next year.
Let's do it again.
can feel the music, the music. I just can't help myself.
Good day, lovely Pride folks, and thank you for joining us at United Prides of Africa for its second year running. There is a myriad of people that I would like to thank. Firstly, I would like to thank Espresso Show, your feel-good breakfast show, available on S3 Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m, or also join them for their live community on YouTube. Secondly, I would like to thank all the people involved in putting the show together. From Hooded Figures, for our editing, for DPFX, for our motion graphics, and to all the participants that sent in footage to get involved with United Prides of Africa. United Prides of Africa is there for you, for your visibility, for your courage, for your passion, for your country. Thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Happy Pride!
I'm your armor when things get tough. No, I got your back. Your battles are mine too. I'll fight for you when things get hard. Lay it all on me when you're not strong enough to carry on. Baby, you should know I got you. Your battle